What's going on, Philadelphia? Oh my God! Howie Roseman, where is this ship going? Where are we going, everybody? That's my question to you. We know Saquon got paid. We know Bond got paid. I mean, the Saquon thing was rather surprising, was it not? Although not unexpected. Can somebody clarify this for me? I need some help because I've sifted through some of the cap people and question mark. Was Saquon Barkley pretty much owed all of this money because he hit all of his Super Bowl incentives? I think he checkmarked every single one. They owed him so much bonus money they had to convert this, right? But either way, completely deserved. Holy shit, Joe Shen. Not only did you make this man the richest running back in NFL history, you fucking canceled Hard Knocks. It just keeps giving dividends. My God, Howie season is starting off with the bang. Everybody's drinking the mead. We're all feeling delicious. Yar matey, where's the ship going? All right, where's the ship going? I'm just trying to stay away from Boston radio and all the stupid-ass A.J. Brown rumors. But trust me, I have got a dumb scenario I want to run by you in a moment. But honestly, I don't know. Where are they going? Where are they going with this? Milton Williams can't come back. I normally tune in to Eagles media the closer and closer it gets to like action time. Ross Tucker does not believe that Milton Williams is coming back, nor Josh. And I think those two things, just like when Dave Spadaro says those things at the appropriate time, they are preparing the fan base. That's usually what it means. I used to have a saying that said, always trust Spuds. Because he's trying to shadow, and Ross, I believe, is trying to shadow what's coming. But what is the shadow, guys? What is the shadow? They have to pay Cam. You and I know that. That's going to happen. That's probably why nobody thinks that these guys are going to stick around. I'm going to give you a very scary scenario, okay? Because I don't think this is leading up to you. Well, you literally can't run it back now. I will eventually talk about the CJGJ Slay stuff because I just think that's weird, but I just want to put a pin in that for a second. You still have to make a decision about Dallas Goedert unless they're just going to power through this together and hope no one gets hurt, or I don't know. We'll see on that. And unless we start hearing that Bryce Huff is being restructured, traded, maneuvered, do you believe at all that the Eagles are just going to ride with Bryce Huff, maybe sign that one-year deal with Khalil Mack? Maybe it's Draymond from Seattle for a year. There's kind of like a glue. You end up drafting somebody. Maybe you go chase somebody in the first round. You find that edge and you just go, we're going to get through this. We have enough of a defensive line. Does that sound right to you in terms of Howie Roseman? And I don't know. We've all heard the clip about Howie saying the first Super Bowl was the sloppy sex and everybody came too early. And then the second one, everybody really enjoyed it. And by the way, it took me like 8 times. I don't know about Howie. He must be a magician in the bedroom too. That's twice. The second time you were enjoying it. The second time I was frightened that the first time was going to happen, and bingo bongo. So I think that could be a very real possibility once you start going, well, Mekhi Becton, I would rather have Mekhi Becton here, you know? So these are, I have no idea, guys. This is incredibly tough choices. I wouldn't just come out here and say, like, I'm totally comfortable with Tyler Steen. Let's rock and roll. I'd rather keep this offensive line, the same one that broke an NFL record, together. That, to me, is the most important thing, and we know that from Howie's history. So, which, again, leaves everything very high and tight. But let me run by a very stupid trade idea that I came up with today while sipping on coffee, okay? Because we have been thinking pass rusher, pass rusher, pass rusher. We know the big target. We know that there's some people out there that I just mentioned. And I'm just going off of all of this. Like, okay, you're stuck with Bryce Huff. You've got a brand new rookie edge, maybe in the first or second round, and you still have a very good rotation, right? With the draft to go and one of the one-year mercenaries. So what if an unexpected move, along with possibly trading Dallas Goedert to the AFC? I know they just traded for him, but as we have understood over the last couple of days, the Bengals don't like to pay anybody. They, just like the Philadelphia Eagles, have the richest wide receiving core in the AFC, a mirror to what we have over here in the NFC. Jahan Dotson is also on the last year of his rookie contract here, which makes him a little valuable at this time, and that is certainly a lot less than Tee Higgins. Now, don't ask me how they fit a long-term third wide receiver who is just as good and could be a number one practically, I don't know every team, but almost every team in the league. Well, isn't that the point here? If you can't get Myles Garrett, and you are stuck with Bryce Huff and the draft and everything else, and you want to take a big shot, And everyone has said that this offense, no matter how great this thing was with Saquon and all of us, and AJ gutting through it and reading the books on the side, we want to pass the fucking ball. I want to catch the goddamn ball. And I know what you're saying to yourself right now, John. Yes, which is why it doesn't make any sense to bring another wide receiver in here to eat up AJ and Devontae's targets. And I hear you. But if you don't have Dallas Goedert here, and you are trying to go a little more traditional air raid, or at least run 4 verts, some heavy spread with Saquon Barkley, why wouldn't you have the 3 best wide receivers possible to do that? So you're constantly in shotgun. You're constantly guessing where these guys are. And I'm not saying that you've got to ruin anything that kind of Kellen Moore built here. I love motion. I love under center. I love fullbacks. I never thought I'd fucking ever say that again. But if you're looking for a big bang surprise and you need to find ways to get AJ Brown one-on-one and then Devontae one-on-one and then Tee Higgins one-on-one, isn't that the point? You have the world's best offensive line. You can do anything. You can run, you can pass, you can do push-ups, you can do 5 quarterbacks. I'm kidding. In the backfield if you wanted to, but you could. You can do anything. You can do anything. That was literally proved this year. You and I saw it. All the people bitching about the Super Bowl, and then boom, bang, boom, the dagger. Bam! We're champions again. So if you are looking to make everybody happy, to make Kevin Patullo's job last longer, and by the way, your new quarterback coach loves all of this shit. So I'm just saying, could there be a massive surprise like that where they just go, nope, we're actually tripling down on the wide receiving core. Good luck covering anybody. If you have to play 2 or 3 safeties deep, you're fucked because Saquon Barkley's here. And if you end up blitzing and going, we have too many options. Like, it would be what we saw on steroids, in my opinion, when you go a little tight end less. Maybe, because Grant Calcaterra is not going to be out there as much in the offense that I'm describing. So I know it might sound stupid, but that is something, a reality that I considered at one point or another, and you let me know what you're thinking on that. Or let's go a little Occam's razor here, okay? If you don't have Williams, if you don't have Huff, and yes, the 1-year mercenary scenario still works this way. They could still easily sign Khalil Mack. Bryce Huff could still be there anyway. But none of this sounds like an opportunity to go back and win another Super Bowl, to go back-to-back. This team, as we know now, was not built just to go to a Super Bowl, nor was it just to win one of them. This is to win multiple of them. This franchise hasn't even come close to what the success that we have seen here, and that's just inarguable. The message has been crystal clear that we want to do great shit. And in order to do great shit, this is the massive mistake that they made the last time they had sex, which is win the Super Bowl. They just sat there and froze. They didn't choose a direction. They just tried to make everyone happy because it's the first time, literally, that this city has tasted professional Super Bowl championships. More on that later, Midnight Green dickheads. So, what I truly believe is it's been ping-ponging. It's been going back and forth. But guys, this doesn't end any other way than a Myles Garrett bang, even though it looks too obvious, because that's usually not the Eagles' MO. I can't find anything else or determine who else could be possibly available, even if we don't hear it over the next couple of weeks. Who's it going to be? I am still going to place a couple of sandwich bets on Myles. That is the big hoo-ha. Either way, I just don't believe that Howie Roseman and the rest of the front office are just going to go, we just won the Super Bowl, we kicked everybody's ass, we're good enough here. That's not this franchise's mentality. And if you have listened to Howie Roseman at all, again, I'm going to bring up how much he fears missing out on a deal. They're behind, they're all this, they're that. There is no time to put emotional anything into this phase and how short it is. And like, you just got to do it. You just got to do it and make sure that your roster, which turns over 33% of the time anyway, regardless of any of this stuff, it just turns over. It needs fresh blood, which leads me to all of this bullshit with CJGJ and Slay, which I don't think is that much of a big deal, guys. And stop making it such a fucking big deal on Twitter and all that other shit too, would you? It's annoying. It's ridiculous. Slay has a public podcast. He can say whatever the fuck he wants doing that job in the offseason, in the season. Everybody made an agreement agreement to do that. CJGJ has every right to come back if he thinks his opinion sucks, just like you and I do on Twitter and football and everything. It doesn't mean that they hate each other. It means they disagree on something very specific that both of them were a part of. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, Darius Slay kept going on and on and on about the leadership and the mentoring and all this other stuff about, the young guys and the defense and how much a veteran presence really helped that and etc. That's basically the gist of it. He also seemed like he slighted CJGJ as a leader and a mentor of that group as well. And he fired back on Twitter saying like, look, man, these young guys held it down. The youth movement is what won the Super Bowl, basically. And I couldn't have fucking agree more. And I hate this about mentors. And this touched a nerve for me today. And it probably didn't touch a nerve for everybody. But I'm pissed off because, first of all, this is exactly what I'm talking about in the back and forth relationship with the Eagles fans and Darius Slay in general. And I don't mind that he said it. I'm just as pissed as CJGJ, though, but for different reasons. Mentors should never, ever take credit for anybody's work, how their career turned out, etc., etc. You want to know why? Because half of mentorships fucking fail and half of them succeed. And that should sound pretty familiar to anybody that's lived a life before. A mentor's job is to get you from point A to point B. And if you're an amazing mentor, you can get them from A to B to C to D because you have had a long time mentoring a certain segment of whatever. It can be anything. And I do this on a daily basis. It is my day job. I mentor a lot of content creators and small businesses to grow. And if you ever hear me taking credit for any of the success that they had, you should call me a fucking asshole because I want to celebrate the success of the tools that they already fucking had. And they just need to see it. That's it. That is it. What constantly keeps football players, business people, content creators, it's all the fucking same. Their own fear. You are just there to remind them how fucking great they are. And if they do this instead of that, they'd be a lot further ahead because they have the skills to do it if they believe in themselves. That's it. That is it. Your mentorship ends right fucking there because they got to go put all the work in, and most of the stuff that they have, you fucking don't. Young guys can handle themselves. Everyone is different. Maturity levels are different. There are 35-year-olds that you can't fucking teach shit in a 23-year-old to pick up and vice versa. It's bullshit. I hate it. CJGJ is absolutely correct. Stop taking credit for other people's work. And sorry, Slay, you are one of the best ever. I'm never going to say different. I'm never going to say that you didn't kick ass this year, but calm down with your aura, would you? Get into a fight once, would you? This is what I talked about in the offseason. Darius Slay is going to give us everything, and that's all that should matter. But this pisses off teammates. It does. It does. Or makes them angry for a second or whatever. As much as Jalen Hurts gets blamed for not having a leadership or feeling this way or that, man, Slay in public causes shit that doesn't need to happen either. And I'm not, it's just whatever. BG said something stupid during the season. We all freaked out about it. It's not a big deal. And it never is inside that locker room. It never is. People are going to fucking fight. They're all trying to do the same thing. 53 people on game day are trying to do the same thing in coordination. You can't get fucking 4 people to show up to your birthday party. All right? I'm just, god damn. Social media really has ruined our brains. Mine too. That's all. I'm going to save my Kelly Green, Midnight Green thing because it was just fun on Twitter. All I asked for was a Super Bowl win in Kelly Green. I didn't ask for the fucking color to be changed. And you would have thought that I asked for a nuclear war. Midnight Green people are weirder than Kelly Green people. There is no argument about it at all. I can't believe that now, after 2 Super Bowl wins, after using the narratives of we didn't win any Super Bowls, but we won NFL championships, now those things suddenly don't count. The history of the Kelly Green... Even though it won NFL championships, now they don't count. Now it's a loser culture. Now it's this, now it's that. I don't like bearing an entire team's history and honestly just a better looking art color on the fucking jerseys. That's why I like them. It is not that deep. It's a better color. And if you think Midnight Green is better than Kelly Green, you're a loser. That's it. This has nothing to do with nostalgia. They just look better. They always have. Go Birds. I love you. I'll see you on Tuesday.